Originium is a substance in the world of Arknights, similar to that of coal from our world, which is formed after catastrophes and is widely used as energy source, although it causes the development of oripathy in living organisms such as humans. Originium appears as a black semi-transparent crystalline mineral that can be found in surface-level rock layers or meters underground. It is most commonly seen at catastrophe sites in very large quantities. Originium grows and mutates naturally in the wild, unlike other crystalline minerals, and it can even assimilate with the organic matter given the opportunity. Originium is composed of a core and layers. The core is the pure crystal that has a kind of a yellow glow, which also is regarded as an ore. Before the people of Terra advanced their technology of Originium, they would then directly put the crude ore on a practical use, while in modern times it's always sent to refineries for further processing. The layers, also known as crystal shells, are the result of the core exposing itself to the environment as it grows. Originium has a high energy yield and therefore has remained a valuable resource since it was discovered in ancient times. By the time of the modern era, where the events of Arknights takes place, not Enfield, the spread of Originium had brought a technological revolution to Terra, with practically all technology being powered by Originium. It also allows the use of various forms of magic known as Originium art, which has a use in everyday life and war. Processing Originium ore and similar natural substances into useful products has become an essential part of the modern industry, as the most valuable of all Originium products are the Originate Prime, a highly refined pure Originium which serves as the main energy source throughout Terra. However, Originium is also of course not without its dangers. As mentioned before, it can gradually assimilate into living beings' blood and cells. This is regarded as a disease called oripathy, basically a worse cancer, kind of. Many lives have been destroyed and infected by oripathy on Terra since the arrival of Originium. These people are most often called infected, which are widely discriminated against. Additionally, Originium assimilation might cause varying degrees of genetic mutation, depending on the life form. Now, despite Originium's hazardous traits, it is outstandingly useful, with applications ranging from fueling nomadic city engines to batteries, cars, and houses. Therefore, there is no alternative energy source like petroleum or nuclear energy that could replace the magical traits of Originium. Originium can come in three different forms: shards, ores, and solidified crystals. These three can be found in several environments. Although all known Originium ore can always be traced back to major veins. Shards is a common type of mineral structure growing on the surface in a form of clusters. They are usually found in heavily contaminated areas such as catastrophe impact zones, and are also easily activated, making them a greater risk of infection and other probabilities of mutation via exposure. By the way, being scratched by an Originium shard is among the most common ways to get oripathy. So, for people struggling to live in the wild, shards can be used as an accessible and effective weapon, and to a certain extent a basic way of chemical warfare. Originium shards are the easiest form of mineral to obtain. Therefore, Terrans usually mine them for industrial purposes. Although their potential threats have been highlighted in the toxicity database of the Colombian Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Originium ore is the typical mineral structure that can be found. So the deeper these originium formations are buried, the higher the density and value. Low density ore is the easiest to mine and can be found in shallow veins and surface mines. Although its layers are thinner and more fragile, while high density originium are more valuable and its layers occupy 40% of its structure, they are found in deep underground veins and require advanced mining equipment for extraction, like large mining platforms. And since it's high density, originium ores are important raw material and an essential part of the modern industry. Now for a solidified crystal or stabilized crystal, which is originium ore that have been chemically stabilized. It can be found alongside ores and are characterized by their polyhedron shape and smooth black surface. Since it has a stable nature, solidified crystal is very hard to process and almost impossible to activate. So although they do not possess infection risks, they are not free of safety hazard either. Its hard structure can cause cutting tools like mining cutters or saw blades to break from time to time. Therefore, these crystals are often used for advanced material processing and production of precision equipment. Occasionally, they can even be sold as luxury jewelry. In later episodes or stories, specifically Babel, it is revealed originium is actually an artificial substance, basically a synthetic crystal created by the predecessors. Or to be specific, it was created by Oracle and Priestess. Originium was created as it is the only way that civilization can be saved from the existential threat known as the Observers, by keeping all the information secure within a hyperdimensional space known as the assimilated universe. This is done by originium surrounding, assimilating and preserving all the information in a dormant form. The original intention of the Originium project was to have the planet Terra become a literal planet of Originium. Though there was an ideological split regarding the execution. Oracle believed that someone has to summon the stored data back to the physical world and rebuild their civilizations once the disaster is over. Therefore, the Sarcophagus project was also made. Priestess, on the other hand, took more of a nihilistic approach by considering that Terra is irredeemable and the planet is destined to become a waste forever. So, having all the information stored inside the assimilated universe is the only option by building it into a perfect utopia. Originium is also kind of the source of all Terrans, not only metaphorically with them building their civilization around Originium, but also that they literally and biologically evolved through it. The first humanoid Terrans were the native Tekasa races when they made contact with the first Originium, and then molded themselves into the image of man from their primordial bestial form. Then, by the power of the first Originium, they built their first city-state of Casdel. Then we got the first Originium, which are 3 crystals known as the original Originium, which is all the known Originium deposit starting points. They could be seen as the source of Originium, which there are 3 hidden pieces of across Terra. One was uncovered by the Farchaser, the first king of Sarkas, to summon the first catastrophe in history. The other 2 are unknown on where the locations are. except that they are buried deep within Terra's southern oceans and are occasionally emitting unsettling noise.